This video lecture will help the undergraduate students of Geography Honours to solve the problems that are generally given on Dumpy level. So first we need to find out what is the problem that is given on Dumpy level. The problem is that the following consecutive readings were taken with the Dumpy level, which are as follows. Now the level was shifted after the 5th and 8th readings, and the first reading was taken on a benchmark of RL 150.250 meter. Now we need to enter these readings in a level book, and we need to find out the reduced levels of the points, and also we need to show the arithmetic check for the calculations. So what we need to do is that first we need to identify the 5th and the 8th readings. So they are consecutively placed. So the first reading is that 3.864, which will be recorded as BS. The first reading is always recorded as BS, and then the second reading, that is 3.346. The third reading and the fourth reading, these readings will be recorded as IS or intermediate site. Now the fifth reading is 0.854. So this becomes the last reading before the instrument is shifted. So 0.854 will be the FS. Now the instrument is shifted after the fifth reading, that is 0.854. We get the first change point. So the sixth reading, that is 3.796, will be recorded as BS. The same rule needs to be followed when the instrument is shifted after the 8th reading. So going by the sequence, the 8th reading is 1.542. So that becomes the FS. Next change point is again noted, and the BS reading will be 1.934. So let us see how these readings have been tabulated in a level book or in the field book. So this is basically the field book. So as I have already explained, 3.864 is the first reading obtained from the instrument, which is recorded as BS. Then the three readings, that is second, third and fourth, has been tabulated as IS. The fifth reading, that is 0.854, has been recorded as FS. And after that, the instrument has been shifted, so the reading is 3.796. Again, 2.639 is the first reading after the first change point, so it is recorded as IS. Then again the 8th reading is 1.542. It is the 8th reading, so it has been shifted after that reading. So 1.934 becomes the BS. So in this way, the field book has been prepared based upon the readings obtained from a Dumpy level. So first we need to calculate the reduced levels. The reduced levels are basically calculated by using two methods. One is the rise and fall method, another one is the collimation method. We will see in the upcoming slides. So first, how is the rise and fall calculated? Generally, it is calculated by subtracting the second reading from the first reading, and it goes sequentially. That is, if we subtract 3.864, if we subtract 3.346 from 3.864, we get 0.518. So it is a positive value and it is tabulated as rise. Again, if we subtract 2.932 from 3.346, we get the value 0.414, which is again a positive value, and it is tabulated in the rise. Then if 1.952 is subtracted from 2.932, we get the value 0.98, which is again a positive value, and it is tabulated in the rise column. So if we sequentially subtract each next value from previous one, we will get the values. If it is a positive value, it will be tabulated in the rise column, and if it is a negative value, it will be tabulated in the fall column. But here every value when it is subtracted from the previous one gives a positive value, so we tabulate here it as rise. Then in the given table it is already mentioned that those values which are in black are given values and those in blue have been calculated. So the first reduced level at the benchmark is 150.250 as mentioned in the question. Now we need to find out the reduced level for the other stations. So we have obtained the reduced level, or we have already got the reduced level at the benchmark. So we just need to add the rise with the reduced level so that we can get the reduced level of the other stations. Now if the reduced level of the first station is added with, if rise, that is 0.518 is added to 150.250, we get 150.768, which is the reduced level of the second station. Then 0.414, as it is a positive value, it is added with 150.768 and we get the value 151.182. So in this way we get all the reduced levels. If there were some fall values, then we needed to subtract the reduced fall values from the reduced level. But here there is no fall, so all are rise. So we just need to go on adding the rise values with the reduced levels sequentially. And in the table we have also calculated the total of BS, total of FS and total of rise. This is for finding out the arithmetic check. Now arithmetic check is obtained by summation of total BS minus total FS, which will be equal to total rise minus total fall, and which will be again equal to last RL minus first RL. So total of BS is 9.594 and total of FS is 3.061. By subtracting both we get 6.533 and total of rise is 6.533 minus there is total fall is 0. So again it will be 6.533, and if we subtract the first RL from the last RL we will get 6.533. So arithmetic check has been done and all my calculated values are okay, and so the arithmetic check is okay. Now we need to calculate the reduced levels using the collimation method. We have again tabulated the readings as BS, IS, FS respectively, and here again one reduced level is given 150.250. We are using different methods for finding out reduced levels on the same question. So the tabulated values are same, just the method has been changed or a new method has been applied for calculating the reduced level. So the first reduced level at the starting station is 150.250. We just need to find out the height of collimation, which is HC, for the change point. Now it should be noted that height of collimation is calculated only at the change point. So the first station is that at the height of collimation is found out by adding BS 3.864 plus reduced level. We get the height of collimation. Then we need to calculate the reduced level of the other stations. Then in the second station, the reduced level of the second station is calculated by subtracting 3.346 from height of collimation, that is 150.768. Then the next third station reduced level is calculated by subtracting 2.932 from height of collimation 154.114. So in this way we have calculated all the reduced level and the height of collimation at the change point has been calculated. So generally these formulas are applied for calculating reduced level through collimation method. That is, RL of a station is generally find out by subtracting IS or FS from height of collimation, and height of collimation is generally calculated by adding the RL of the benchmark with the BS of the benchmark, and height of collimation of a change point is calculated by adding the BS plus RL of the CP. So in this way, these formulas have been applied for calculating the reduced level with the help of collimation method. Now the arithmetic check. In this collimation method, only we need to add up the BS and add up the FS, and we need to subtract both, and again the last first RL needs to be subtracted from the last RL, and the value is same for both, that is 6.533. So arithmetic check has been done and all my calculated values are right or correct. So this is the way of solving the problems that are generally given on Dumpy level. These are very much useful for the undergraduate students of geography who need to sort out these problems very often.